Let's now get you a COVID-19 related update. This is regarding COVID patients, families who are running from pillar to post to get their hands on a drug which they're using as treatment, even though questions are being raised regarding this drug. Paying a lot of money to get hold of this drug, which is called Tocilizumab, a protocol drug that has been prescribed by the ICMR for COVID-19 patients. But here's the catch. The drug's effectiveness has still not been ascertained. It still hasn't been proven. The question here being, why are people trying to get a hold, desperately trying to get a hold of this drug then?
They are searched in whole of the Gujarat district, but उनको गुजरात में तो कहीं मिल नहीं रहा है.
मेडिसिन किधर भी अवेलेबल नहीं, इधर ही अवेलेबल था इसके लिए, और इमरजेंसी भी था, पेशेंट की हालत भी क्रिटिकल है.
Maharashtra is facing an acute shortage of a drug that is used to treat COVID patients. Tocilizumab, which is used to treat moderate to critically ill COVID patients, has sent people into a panic buying frenzy. Many spending as much as 33,000 rupees a vial, with some patients requiring even 2 or 3 vials. In fact, the demand for this drug is so high that it's being sold in the black market at 1 lakh rupees a vial. All of this has led to a whopping 80% shortage statewide.
हम न्यू बॉम्बे से आए हैं, जब भी कांटेक्ट किया तभी बोला स्टॉक है. अभी इधर लाइन में खड़े रहे तो बोल रहे हैं कि स्टॉक नहीं है.
जो लाइन में खड़े 2-2 घंटे 3-3 घंटे से खड़े हैं यहाँ पे, सब होप में खड़े, कोई कहाँ से आया, तो वो होना चाहिए सिस्टम कुछ.
But the frenzy to get hold of this drug is a curious situation. That's because on one hand, Tocilizumab is part of the Health Ministry's clinical management protocol for COVID-19 under investigational therapies for patients with moderate symptoms. But on the other hand, doctors say it's not a proven technique, and the drug's own manufacturer, Roche, says that there is no data to prove its effectiveness. In a response over email, the drug manufacturer Roche told Mirror Now, and I quote, "The first of our 4 clinical trials, Covacta, did not meet its primary endpoint of improved clinical status in hospitalized adult patients with severe COVID-19 associated pneumonia. In addition, the key secondary endpoints, which included the difference in patient mortality at week 4, were not met. However, there was a positive trend in time to hospital discharge in patients treated with Tocilizumab. Roche remains committed to continuing the Tocilizumab clinical trial program in COVID-19 to further explore Tocilizumab in other treatment settings, including in combination with an antiviral. Essentially implying that the drug did not improve COVID-19 symptoms or reduce deaths, and that the drug is still being studied to check effectiveness in treating COVID. Meanwhile, doctors who are treating patients with the drug say in some cases it has not proved to be helpful at all. In fact, the patient's immunity further impacted. Doctors also say that the drug has side effects, but sometimes they prescribe it because it's what the patient's family wants.
Some studies shows that this drug is not useful at all in COVID. This drug is mainly meant for the rheumatoid arthritis. It was used for that. And some studies shows that yes, it is useful in a cytokine storm. But we are not writing this drug because it's not that much helpful. In fact, it's giving more side effect, more adverse effect. Nowadays, so much in media about the Tocilizumab, remdesivir. So patient, in fact, they are asking, patient and their relative, they are asking, so please give this drug, give this drug. So, and the doctor sometimes feel ki, okay, if they are asking, there is not much harm, so why not?
While Mumbai distributors maintain that they do not really know by when the new or the fresh stock of Tocilizumab will really come in, but this is the whole journey of the drug here that we are talking about, which we still do not know whether it's effective or not effective for the COVID-19 treatment. This has led to the panic buying, people spending thousands and even lakhs of rupees for a drug which is still in a protocol use. With video journalist Kalpesh, this is Disha Shah for Mirror Now from Mumbai.
Our correspondent Disha Shah with those inputs here. Now, while doctors concede that this drug is not a proven technique for COVID-19 treatment here, Mirror Now has further asked the Maharashtra State Health Minister that will they reconsider on this. This is how the government has responded.
Reconsideration being done on the investigational therapy of Tocilizumab.
Yes, you see, all the drugs, medicines, interventions that are part of our national treatment protocol for COVID-19. When the decision was taken, it was based on the scientific evidence available on that day. There were some treatments which were not included because on that day the evidence was not in favor. In the ICMR mandated task force, scientific task force, as the evidence appears in the public domain, that evidence is again taken into account. So for any drug, not just only the drug that you mentioned, if a new evidence appears toward positive side or the negative side, a review will be taken. And this is a dynamic process, and based on that dynamic process, whenever decisions are made, they are brought to the attention of everyone.
रॉश का ही कंपनी का लेटर है कि वो इतना असरदार टॉसिलोजुमाब नहीं है, तो मुझे लगता है उसमें बहुत ज़्यादा अभी उसके बारे में पेशेंट्स ने भी और डॉक्टर्स ने भी बहुत ज़्यादा यानी मांग करना ठीक नहीं रहेगा। एक ज़रूर है कि ये साइटोकाइन स्टॉर्म के लिए यूज़ किया जाता है, लेकिन उसका असर अगर नहीं है तो टास्क फोर्स जो ख़ास तौर पर हमारे राज्य में ट्रीटमेंट प्रोटोकॉल बनाती है, उसके बारे में आज की जो हमारी डिटेल वीसी हुई, उसमें टास्क फोर्स पे ये जिम्मेदारी दी गई है कि टॉसिलोजुमाब के बारे में अंतिम निर्णय लिया जाए और जो भी अमेंडमेंट या बदलाव ट्रीटमेंट प्रोटोकॉल में करना है वो टास्क फोर्स ने करने की ज़रूरत है।
Well, after the statement that came in from the Maharashtra State Health Minister here, officials have also further spoken about what the next plan is going to be, how they're going to go about this. The first is to review the cost-benefit ratio here. The team will advise doctors on how to use the drug and on which type of patients, what nature of symptoms that one particular patient is showing as compared to the other. Secondly, the team is also going to review the database from hospitals to see that the usage of Tocilizumab is as effective and the people who've been given the drug so far and whether they have actually recovered with the use of this drug or not.
The State Health Minister Rajesh Tope has given responsibility to the Maharashtra COVID Task Force to actually analyze the usage of this Tocilizumab, which is the drug, and also analyze whether it can be given to the patients or not. So when we spoke to the officials of the task force, they have given us that they are going to work on two parameters. Firstly, they are going to compile all the database from the respective hospitals across Maharashtra. They are going to look for information about how many injections has been given to the patients in concern. Then they will of course check their impact, recovery or safety or not, whether it has really been effective in the recovery of the patient or not. That's one of the criteria which the task force is going to work about. Second most important point, considering this is a very expensive drug because it ranges anywhere between 33,000 to 40,000 rupees, people are coming from across, even out of state as well, to buy this considering of the shortage, and this is leading to the panic buying. In black marketing, it is being sold for 90,000, even about a lakh rupees. So the task force is going to actually have a cost-benefit ratio review. So essentially they are going to advise the doctors, the health professionals to not randomly prescribe it to any patient, only give one vial if at all the patient really needs it the most. So this is the plan that the task force has really in its plate in thinking whether to actually continue the usage of Tocilizumab or not.